All right, let's talk some materials for our base ball. We will need first and foremost our 3.5. If I don't use a 3.5, check my temperature because this is like my go-to. You are going to need your yarn needle. You're gonna need some scissors. You will need quilting pins this time around. Most, if not all of my previous videos, I say it's optional. For this one, you actually will need quilting pins or something of the like. The reason behind that is when we're making our base ball, we're gonna put pins first in the base of the ball and then weave our red threading around those pins. If you don't have the pins, I mean, you know me, I don't buy anything. I don't recommend you buying it. It may look a little, the process may look a little bit different for you. If you need help, if you get stuck, just reach out and I'm happy to help you out. We'll need some yarn. We need red and white yarn. White is going to be our base, of course, for our base ball, and red is going to be the threading. And a stitch counter. I took my brace off, so I don't have one on my brace, but there's a stitch, not a stitch counter, a stitch marker. That's what that thing is called. You're gonna need a stitch marker. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get into our tutorial, chicka tutorial today. Okay, so to start off our base ball, we are gonna start with a magic circle. And in our magic circle, we are gonna do 6 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna go ahead and close that guy up. And then round number 2, or row number 2, is gonna be a row of increases. So that just means 2 single crochets in each stitch. So that was my first stitch. My second stitch, I'm going to add another 2, and I'm going to do that all the way around. Row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So I did my 1 single crochet, and I'm going to do an increase. Let me show you that again. My camera cut off. So 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 single crochet and then an increase, and you're going to do that all the way around. Row number 4 is going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. So it's 1, 2, and then an increase. 1, 2, and then an increase, and you're going to do that all the way around. Row number 5 is going to be 3 single crochets and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase, and you're going to do that all the way around. Row 6 is going to be 4 single crochets and an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an increase all the way around. Alrighty, so rows 7 through 10 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So literally just 1 in each stitch for rows 7 through 10, and I'll meet you back here once I've done mine. Alright, row number 11 is going to be 4 single crochets and then a decrease. So that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, and then a decrease all the way around. Row number 12 is going to be 3 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease all the way around. Row number 13 is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, and then a decrease all the way around. row number 14 is going to be 1 single crochet and then a decrease. So 1 single crochet and then a decrease. 1 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around. Okay, so our hole is getting pretty small at this point. So what I'm going to do is feel pretty firm. Because this is going to be a baseball, I want it to be pretty firm, not so much to where, like, I mean, this is white so you won't see the polyfill as much, but I was gonna say you don't want the stuffing to show through your stitches, but I mean, for this project it probably doesn't even matter, again, because it's white. But I want to stuff pretty darn firm because I want mine, again, to be a baseball. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll meet you back once mine is all stuffed. Okay, I think that's good for me. So we are going to do our final row number 15, which is decreases all the way around. Let me get that extra polyfill to do. Alright, so decreases all the way around, and that just looks like this. Just one decrease all the way around. Alright, so this is what I'm looking like. I lost my scissors. I was doing a project last night and I misplaced my scissors. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fasten off. I am going to leave a decent tail because I'm going to use that tail to close up this hole. But this is what I'm looking like so far. And so I'm going to get my yarn needle and I'm going to close this hole up, and then I'll meet you back here once that's done. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is the stitching for our baseball. So this is what I'm looking like so far. And what I want to do now is I'm going to pull out a tape measure. I got this from somebody's baby shower. Honestly, it probably was mine, but it works. Don't judge me because I feel like you're secretly judging me, but it works, okay? So we're going to look for the inches, and we are going to cut a piece of red that's about 14 inches. Now, if you've seen my channel before, you know I don't really do anything exact. Crocheting, for me at least, is not about being exact. It's about making things your own. So for me, this is about, let's see if I can show you, that's about 14. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. So if you don't get exactly at 14, it's really not the end of the world. If you get a little bit under or over, it's not that big a deal, y'all. Especially for this kind of project, it doesn't require exact measurements. So don't stress. This is a low stress project. So we're gonna take the ends and we're just gonna tie them. Nothing fancy. Just tie them together. Yeah. There we go. And we can cut the excess later. We just need it to be together. Okay, so that's what we should be looking like so far. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is place some pins so that we can actually attach our that red circle that we made to the body of our baseball. So what we're gonna do is look at the space. So we're gonna position our ball so that the magic circles are pointing left and right. So my magic circles are on either side. So we're going to count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th space, and place our first pin. Okay, so next what we're going to do is count 8 stitches down from our first pin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now what we're going to do is count 3 stitches to the right of this bottom pin. 1, 2, 3, and 1 stitch down. Same thing the other side. 1, 2, 3, and 1 stitch down. That's what we're looking like. Turn your work so that the 3 are on top, 1 is on the bottom, and we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 1 down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this right pin right here and count 9 stitches down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. We're going to count 4 stitches down. 1, 2, 3, 4, so about right there. We are going to turn so that we're back at our three pins. We're going to look at this right one, count 9 stitches up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. And then we're just going to make a parallel pin 4 stitches down. So this is what we should be looking like. I'm actually going to go one over here. And what we're going to do is pull these up a little bit. And you'll see why in a second. Pull those up. And we're going to take that loop that we made. You should have 3 pins here, 3 pins there, 4 pins in the center. Go to your right, your left set of 3 pins, go around, inside the 4 pins, and on the outside of the other 3. And that's what we should be looking like. That's going to be the stitching of our baseball. Now the only thing you have to worry about here is when you're stitching, when we do the second part, you got to make sure this stays kind of in line. Otherwise you're going to get kind of a funky stitch. So you see how I'm just kind of maneuvering that so that it kind of comes in a little bit, just like that. And then we're ready for the second part. Okay, so the next part in this process is to actually do the sewing. So I actually already started sewing mine together, and I'm coming back to show you kind of what it looks like. So what you want to do is we are sewing in every other stitch, and that just gives you a little bit more control over where the stitches are going. So you're going to use those quilting pins that we placed as a guide, and you're going to sew in every other stitch. So what that means is, so this one, I came up through this stitch, I'm going to go directly underneath it, and then I'm going to skip a stitch. So I skipped that stitch, I'm going to go into the next one, go into the stitch directly underneath it, and I'm going to come up 1 stitch over, so skip that one, and I'm following my pins. I'm going to go in right underneath, which is actually where that pin is, skip a stitch, go right underneath, where it is right there. And we're going to do this all the way around. And when you get to these curves, it's a little bit tricky. You just got to make sure you hold your yarn in place and follow the pattern that the quilting pins has given you. And we're just going to do this all the way until you reach the end. Alright, I'm going to come in through that arbitrary place that we pulled up our yarn. I'm going to fasten, not fasten off, I'm going to tie this yarn off and weave it into my work. Just like that. Alright, and this is what our work is looking like. Ignore the extra red, like this yarn got everywhere. I'm gonna have to go back and clean that up a little bit, but this is what we're looking like. Super simple, super simple. For the month of January, again, we're just going into some projects that beginning crocheters can explore. I'm really trying to change the stigma that beginning crocheters can only make blankets, which we never seem to finish, or scarves. Like, that's not the only two things that you can make. There's a lot of cool things that you can make with just basic stitchings, and this is one of them. What can you do with this pattern? So obviously you can change the colors. I'd say that in all my tutorials, but this is just the traditional you know, baseball look. You could tighten up the stitches if that's what you prefer. It's a little bit rougher. It's harder to put the stitches closer together, but that's an option. You can make this a keychain. So you can go ahead and attach a keychain to like the magic circle on either side and hang it from a bag or what have you. Or you can make this life size. So we did 4 rows of increases, but if you go to like 6, you might be able to get a life size ball that you can, you know, play around or gift to a baseball fan. Other than that, I think we're done. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. I hope this was impactful for you. I hope it was easy for you. For all my beginner crocheters out there, for my veteran crocheters, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe with everything happening in the world right now, y'all. It's raining in California, so drive safe. Crochet some cool stuff, and I'll see you here next week.